And Abraham went from there to the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. Abraham said of Sarah his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech king of Gerar took Sarah away. Then God appeared to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, "Behold, you are going to die because of the woman you have taken away, for she has a husband." And Abimelech, who had not come near her, said, "Lord, will you destroy even a righteous nation? Did he not say to me, 'She is my sister,' and she herself said, 'He is my brother'? I did it with a pure heart and with innocent hands." God said to him in a dream, "I know that you have acted with a pure heart, so I have kept you from sinning against me. Therefore I did not let you touch her. Now give back this man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you will live. But if you do not give her back, know that you will die, you and all that you have." And Abimelech rose up early in the morning, and called all his servants, and told them all these things, and they were greatly afraid. And Abimelech also called Abraham, and said unto him, "What hast thou done unto us? And wherein have I offended thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon me and upon my kingdom? You have done things to me that should not be done." And Abimelech said to Abraham, "What did you intend to do?" Abraham said, "I thought that there was no fear of God in this land, and that they would kill me because of my wife. And it is true that she is my sister, my father's daughter. Only she is not my mother's daughter, and she has become my wife. When God caused me to wander from my father's house, I said to Sarah, 'This is the favor you will give me. In every place where we go, say of me, This is my brother.' And Abimelech took sheep and oxen, and men servants and maid servants, and gave them to Abraham, and he gave Sarah his wife back to him. And Abimelech said, 'Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee.' And he said unto Sarah, 'Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. It shall be a covering for thee to all that are with thee, and thou shalt be justified in the sight of all.' And Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, and his wife, and his maids, and they were able to bear children. For the Lord had struck the whole house of Abimelech with barrenness because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And the Lord remembered what he had said to Sarah, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. And Sarah conceived, and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the appointed time which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of the son that was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac his son was born. And Sarah said, "God has made me a laughing stock. Whoever hears of this will laugh at me." And she said, "Who would have said to Abraham, Sarah will nurse children? But I have borne him a son in his old age." And the child grew, and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast in the day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son that Hagar the Egyptian bore to Abraham, and laughed. And she said unto Abraham, "Cast out that maid and her son, for the son of that maid shall not inherit with my son, with Isaac." This word was very displeasing to Abraham because of his son. But God said to Abraham, "Do not let this displease your eyes for the sake of the child and your handmaid. Give Sarah whatever she asks of you, for from Isaac shall come forth a seed of your own. I will also make a nation of the son of thy handmaid, for he is thy seed." And Abraham rose early in the morning, and took bread and a skin of water, and gave it to Hagar, and laid it on her shoulder, and gave her the child, and sent her away. And she went away, and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And when the water of the wineskin was spent, she left the child under one of the bushes. And she went and sat down opposite it, within a bow's reach. For she said, "I will not see my child die." So she sat down opposite him, and lifted up her voice, and wept. And God heard the voice of the child, and the angel of God called unto Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, "What aileth thee, Hagar? Do not be afraid, for God has heard the voice of the child in the place where he is. Arise, take the child, and hold him in your hand, for I will make of him a great nation." And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the child to drink. And God was with the child, and he grew, and dwelt in the wilderness, and became a bowman. And he lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time, that Abimelech spoke to Abraham, with Phicol the captain of his army, saying, "God is with you in all that you do. Now therefore swear to me here by the name of God that you will not deceive me, nor my children, nor my grandchildren, and that you will show the same kindness to me and to the land in which you sojourn as I have shown to you." Abraham said, I will swear it. But Abraham rebuked Abimelech for a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had taken by force. And Abimelech said, I don't know who did this thing. You didn't tell me, and I don't know until this day. And Abraham took sheep and oxen, and gave them to Abimelech, and they made a covenant together. And Abraham set apart 7 young sheep. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What are these 7 young sheep which you have set apart? And he said, You shall take these 7 sheep from my hand, that it may be a witness to me that I have dug this well. Therefore that place is called Beersheba, for there they swore together. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Pekah the captain of his army, and they returned to the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted tamarisk trees in Beersheba, and there he called upon the name of the Lord God forever. Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines for a long time.